In this video I shall read from a dictation given to Maria Valtorta on May the 18th, 1944, contained in the 1944 notebooks. It concerns Jesus describing the precious blood and its significance, but also the significance of the actions of the Mass and how they mirror the key points in his life. So I shall commence without further ado. As I pray, I receive the intellectual vision of an immense purple cloth, which a boundless number of angels, remaining on their knees in profound adoration, spread out, holding it by one of its edges, so to speak, over the whole earth. I said purple to indicate its colour, but the most beautiful silken purple, or like cotton fabric of little worth compared to this material, which is not cloth, for my inner advisor notifies me that it is the most precious blood of our Lord, which the angels continually extend over the whole earth, so that his merits will descend into spirits and before the whole creation, so that it will worship the blood which a God shed out of love for his creatures. I see nothing else, but it is a vision of such beauty that it absorbs all my other sensations, cancels out the intense pain and physical exhaustion, brings comfort to every hope, and revives all joy. Against that shining blue of the sky of paradise, compared to which our bluest sky is a dull affair, there stand the angelical flames, incandescent lights in human form, pearls and silver fused and ignited to become the appearances of bodies perceptible to my human heaviness. Appearances of such a perfect beauty that they put to shame the loveliest artistic figurations, Melozzo and Angelico, Tiziano and Dolci, Perugino and Guercino, and all painters of angels, if they're in God's glory, must be horrified by themselves when comparing these angelic perfections to their shapeless sketches, debased so far towards our humanity. And more splendid than these sapphires of the celestial sky and these inflamed pearls of the angels, the veil of the most precious blood, a ruby which is fluid, a velvet which is liquid, a colour which is a voice which is grace, grace for us. I look and adore until Jesus speaks. Jesus says, the usual trying spirits, I call them incredulous rationalists, will find this dictation to be inconsistent. To speak of the blood today, which is the commemoration of my ascension into heaven. Why? Because I want to. I'll just pause there. This is the feast of the ascension of Jesus. He's given Maria Valtorta a vision of the precious blood. And so there are people who will see this vision, this dictation, and say, come on, how can it be? It's the feast of the ascension. He wouldn't give a vision of the precious blood on that feast. But as he says, why did he do it? Because I want to. And if I want to, it is a sign that it is not inconsistent. For I never do anything illogical. Besides, I'm not speaking for this blind ballast of mankind, a mob of soulless idols, models of haughtiness and foolishness. I'm speaking for my children, and especially for you, Maria. We have been separated for 40 days. Just a pause there. I think that's the time when Jesus hadn't spoken to her, hadn't given her any visions, any dictations. Your pain and your love have counted them. Today, the day commemorating my separation from my disciples, I am returning, poor little violet of my cross, submerged and burned by the salt of your tears, but thirsty for my blood in order to live. There is nothing but my blood which makes you live. There's nothing but my voice which consoles you. There's nothing but my presence which makes you happy. Here I am with you. Are you crying? Do not cry. Listen. What you have seen intellectually is what really takes place. My blood does not cease to spread over the earth. For 20 centuries, it has been shining before the creation as a witness to love. And like dew, it descends wherever there is a cross which says, "This is Christ's land." The angels of every single believer, indeed of each one who bears the name Christian, in their angelic nature do nothing but interlace flights between heaven and earth to draw from the divine treasures for every person they watch over. Nor does the angelic operation cease here, for the numberless other members of the angelic people, by an eternal order, worship for those who, as non-Christians, do not worship the true God, and ask my blood to spread over all creatures so as to be adored by them. The angels of the just worship rejoicing, joined to their souls, which receive a foretaste on earth of the adoration which will be eternal. The angels of those who are not Christians worship in hope, hoping that they may become their guardians under the sign of the cross. The angels of sinners who are no longer children of God worship in tears, and, weeping, they continue to beseech the blood that it may redeem those hearts by its power. Finally, the angels of the churches scattered over the earth worship, taking to God the blood elevated at every Mass in memory of me. The blood descends and the blood ascends at an incessant pace. There's no time of day at which my blood does not rise up to God and come down to earth from God's throne